Tryna say I'm only enemy. Got a cold with my dogs, can't get in between. I can give them life, no more energy. Amen. Amen.
Welcome in, everybody. How are we doing? We just finished off a great Dallas and Philly game for those who got a chance to watch that. And we got Sunday Night Football coming up. We got the Buccaneers playing the Rams. This is supposed to be a pretty damn good one. For those, I don't know if you can comment on Twitter. If you can, let me know in the chat. If you can't, go to YouTube or Twitch. We are active on both of those. Just look up Masterclass Analytics or MC Analytics, and it should show up. Let me share this stream into some other places, and we'll get this thing going. How are we doing? I see you guys in the chat. Welcome, welcome. So here's, as you guys can see the schedule on the right while I get this going, the schedule and how all this is going to go a little bit. We're going to go over some of the touchdown analysis, quick overview of the run game, quick overview of the pass game. Let you guys open it up to some Q&A if you want specific props, or if you guys want to share specific props. You don't need my help researching them. We can go ahead and do that as well. And then we'll finalize the parlay. As you guys can see, unfortunately, JJ is not able to be here with me. But one, we already talked a little bit about this. So I already know a couple of the picks that are going to be in the parlay. And two, we're going to cook anyways. Last time I think I did a live stream without JJ, we did hit. I will say that was more because of you guys than me. So I'm not going to take credit for that. You guys fed the winning prop and kept me from releasing the prop that didn't hit. If anybody has a Twitch link, can you DM it to me? Because for whatever reason, it's not coming up when I try and pull up the Twitch myself. Let's see. Stream manager. How do I share the stream? Yeah, I don't know how to do this. I'm still learning. But yeah, if you guys have the link you're sending, yeah, please let me know so I can throw it in the Discord and get all our good friends in here. And let me know where you're sending it, if it's on Twitter or Discord, so I can make sure I'm checking the right place. We got Doth. I see you in the Discord telling everybody Ibuka first touchdown. I do like it. I need your thoughts on the total. I kind of lean the under because I still think the Bucs are kind of fraudulent. I don't think this is a good matchup for them. And as far as, I think this message is coming on Twitter because I don't see anything. Oh, here we go. Haha, you're the man. Appreciate you. Copy message, and let's get this in the Discord. But yeah, I don't think that the Bucs offense is all that good. I think the Rams defense is solid. And I think there has to be some touchdown regression for Matthew Stafford at some point. It's just absolutely ridiculous. So if I had to pick one, it would be the under, but I don't have a strong lean on it. And let's send it to the free chat as well. Live stream for Sunday Night Football. And there we go. So I got that sent out everywhere. Let's do this. So let's go over the touchdown bets. I'll get my screen share up on the screen right here. And let's make this a little bigger. All right. So for those who have tuned in the past, you guys know what we kind of always start off with is, for the touchdown bets at least, is where are the touchdowns being funneled to? Because the touchdowns are going to, even if you get blown out, you're probably still scoring one. So where is it probably going to land? And we look at the opponent rushing touchdown percentage. And as you can see, if we look up Tampa Bay, they are allowing a higher percentage of rushing touchdowns. This is what, the 9th highest, the 12th highest, somewhere. They're ranked 22nd highest. Or 22nd. Yeah, you guys can see it on screen. You know what I'm trying to say. I don't want to hear it. And then if we go over to the Rams, I believe they're on the other end of this. Yeah, they're 4th lowest. So against the Rams, if we're talking about the Bucs props, you're looking at passing touchdowns. If we're talking the other way around and we're looking at a Rams prop, we're looking for rushing touchdowns. And then we can go over to fantasy points data and see, as far as passing touchdowns, where are the passing touchdowns getting funneled to, what part of the field. There we go. And we'll isolate red zone targets because obviously that's where most of the touchdowns come from. If I can find area of the field, that would be helpful. Yards to goal. That's what I'm looking for. Alex, how we doing? I see you in the chat. Kate Oden over yards. I'll take a look at that once we go over some stuff real quick. Donovan Mitchell, 30 bomb. Who's surprised? Not me. All right. So as far as where the team that allows the passing touchdowns, we're looking at the Rams defense. So let's check them. All right. Red zone targets to the wide position, third least. So we're not going to look for anybody lined up outside. Third most to the slot, 20th to the tight ends, 9th most to the backfield. So we're looking for whoever's lined up in the slot for the Buccaneers. Let's go check the injury report real quick. So, because that's always something I don't forget to do. I forget to mention it in the videos for you guys watching. So let me do that as well. We got Buccaneers. And as far as wide receivers, we know Mike Evans is out. Chris Godwin is questionable. I can't remember if there's been anything official that I missed. I believe he's playing, though, if the report that I'm remembering is correct. Let me double check to make sure because I don't want to give any false information. As of an hour ago, he was warming up. Yeah, it looks like he should be playing. I do expect a snap count, though. The only reason that I think that's important is because now we have to look at who's lined up in the slot for the Buccaneers. In this case, it would be the Bucs. However, if he's on a snap count, how much do we want to trust it? So then do we want to take Sterling Shepard? Do we want to just go with the easy one and call it Ibuka? But he's probably going to be on the outside, so let's see. Yards to goal inside the 20. Also, I don't know if anybody's paying attention, but it's officially Plumlee season again. Now that Kalkbrenner's, I don't know how long he's injured. I just know Plumlee's cooking right now because he's not playing in this game. Where's the other bro? I just realized what you were talking about with this comment. JJ unfortunately has company over. He wasn't able to, by company, it's his family. I'm not saying that like he's slacking. Family always takes priority. I would expect it to be the same way if I had my family over on his side. But yeah, he's unfortunately busy right now. But back to the Buccaneers. Where is the touchdown coming from? Who's lined up in the slot? Because that we're either targeting a running back for the Rams or a slot receiver in the red zone for the Buccaneers. And it's actually looking like it's Cade Otton. 69% of routes that he runs when the team is in the red zone is from the slot rather than inline tight end. So he's actually probably the one to target here. Ibuka is a low 32.5%, so I wouldn't target him. Chris Godwin is surprisingly low himself. Tez Johnson, I don't really want to bet. And if Chris Godwin's back, probably going to force Sterling Shepard off the field, at least for some of the red zone snaps. So Cade Otton, it would either be Cade Otton or Kyron Williams. Those are the two I'd target for the touchdown bets in this one. Let's get into the rushing analysis real quick. And let's actually do this with the website. So let's start off with the Rams side. And for those who are new, this is a website that I have built for you guys. It is a subscription-based site, but if you do want access to it, there's a free week trial. Just scan that QR code at the bottom right or DM me, and I will get you the link to that. So let's check Kyron Williams first, actually. We got him projected 58.16 yards, 10.66 receiving yards. As far as the matchup, this is a team that ranks, this is the 28th team in yards after contact per attempt allowed. So basically the 5th worst. In terms of the matchups that he's had lately, we can see Seahawks are the 7th best, but then 20th, 26th, 12th, 16th, 20th. So up until last week against the Seahawks, he did have a string of good matchups when you're looking at yak per attempt. Still kind of a roller coaster in terms of the production on it. If we look at it's not a funnel per se, but they are worse against the run, 21st in rushing yards per allowed, 17th in rushing yards per game. When we look at receiving, it's 14th in passing yards per game allowed, pretty average in air yards per game allowed. Auden and Kyron, you mean? I like the way you're thinking, Doth. I mean, let's be realistic. Even though I recommend one prop and one touchdown bet, I know damn well some of you guys put like all 4 possible recommendations in a parlay and then probably want to get mad at me when it doesn't go your way in the end. It's the name of the game. But yeah, I mean, I don't like I don't hate the idea of getting a little lotto action, putting them both in there. But yeah, as far as the running matchup on the Rams side, oh, this is looking at the Panthers actually. I forget it does this when it's within the yeah, good catch. So when it's within an hour of the game starting, it changes to the future week. So let's do this then. Appreciate you, dog. But yeah, let's look at the rushing stats. We're gonna have to do this the old school way. So yeah, let's just say the website rewards you for looking at props earlier instead of 20 minutes before kickoff. That's on me. But let's go look at defense and efficiency. As far as success rate allowed, this is another very important detail. The Rams have been running a lot more 13 personnel, which means 1 running back, three tight ends on the field. And they've also been leaning into the inside zone rushing scheme a lot. The reason that is very important, and the reason I just remember because I was looking at this earlier, when we look at how teams defend the inside rush, Tampa Bay ranks 13th in yards per attempt. If I isolate it to more recent weeks, let's do since week 7. If I isolate it to more recent weeks, we see they're third best on 97 attempts. I am one that has. It seems like they're still undervaluing Blake Corum. He has nearly a 50% attempt rush share. So I do think there is value in his props. However, if this defense is going to still be this good against their main rushing scheme, I don't want to bet it. However, if we want to go to the other side and target the Tampa Bay rushing scheme, let's go look at the last 2 weeks with what's his name? Not Sean Burke. Why am I blanking on the name? Holy shit. This is going to really make me mad. Maybe it is Sean Burke. Holy shit. It's going to be Sean Burke, isn't it? Sean Tucker. Yeah, God, that made me so mad. Thank you, Caleb. But yeah, Sean Tucker leading the charge. My apologies, guys. If we want to go look at the last 2 weeks and what schemes they've mainly been using him in, we can go to here, Tampa Bay. Inside zone scheme, 6th most, 42% of rushes. That is a lot. 15% outside zone rate, 8% power rate, 5% man gap, 8% counter. They've been facing a stack box 56% of the time. So both defenses, you're looking at how well they defend the inside zone rush scheme. We already know the Buccaneers defend it really well. Let's go check on the Rams. Come on. We can do it. I promise I got an Ethernet cord and I got good Wi-Fi, so this is not on my end. All right. LA, they have the 9th best in yards per attempt against the inside zone rush scheme. If we want to isolate more recent weeks, we can do that as well. This is on FTN, by the way. More recent weeks, they're still 9th best. So both these teams are top 10 against the inside zone rush scheme, which is what both offenses primarily run. That's what you need to know about the rushing analysis. I don't think there's a huge edge for any props outside of, I don't know if Blake Corum rush temp lines. I know they weren't really there earlier in the day. It was on one book. I don't know if that's changed now that we're closer to game time. I can check. Yeah, it still hasn't really changed. So I wouldn't play anybody's yards on volume per se. But Sean Tucker at, 13.5 rush attempts. I think that's properly adjusted. I wouldn't play it. Kyron Williams at 13.5, 14.5, depending on which book you look. Blake Corum, 7.5. I don't see any huge advantages there. If you think the Rams run away with this, and control the tempo, then you could take Kyren Williams over. But if you think the Buccaneers actually have an outside shot at making this a game, you could take his under. But that's about the only edge that I would say. I would personally not touch it. All right, let's get into the passing game. Ibuka is still getting a lot of usage, guys. I'm going to pull up the utilization report here because you would assume that he's fallen off with the numbers he's been getting more recently. But like the target rate, the air yards, the target, they're all still there. I think this is going to be a really big game where it's just if he's going to go for 100 yards today, I won't even say like, "Oh, he's back." I'll say it's about time. Like it's kind of building up and manifesting. You're just waiting for it to happen. I think this is a week where this could absolutely happen. If I pull up his utilization report here, this is on Fantasy Life. Shout out to the guys running it over there. But route percentage, you guys don't need me to tell you. It's all there. Targets per route run, it's there. A dot, not really moving outside of last week. Air yards, it's all there. So I'm a big Ibuka fan today. I think he is very much ladder worthy. If you're talking lottos, I think he's absolutely a piece that needs to be in there. As far as everybody else, I don't like. Yes, from like a gameplay standpoint, Sterling Shepard, Tez Johnson, Chris Godwin, Kadon, they're all cool for like realizing that the offense as a whole can still function. As far as betting them, I don't see much advantage. Like Tez Johnson, I think he's going to be on the field even with Chris Godwin back. But he's about as volatile as a prop as you could ask for. Sterling Shepard, depending on what his lines are, you could take the unders. I can't imagine that the books haven't adjusted to those yet. I'll look it up right now. Yeah, 17 and a half yards. I mean, if Chris Godwin really is on a pitch count, you could really get fucked there. But if he it completely depends on unless you see an official report on what the snap count's going to look like. Otherwise, it's low enough that I don't feel like it's responsible to fade him. But I'm not confident enough in his role with Godwin there that if Godwin's playing over 50% of snaps, that I think he goes over anyways. Godwin at 25.5, it is a little bit disrespectful. But then again, if he's only running 50% of snaps, I'm not. It's not one I'm excited to sweat out. When is Matty Chuck's jersey getting hung up on the wall? When I bet on you 10 times in a row and you cash me 10 times in a row. It's the wall of wagons, my friend. So that's how it works. I'm going to have to take, can you guys see? I'm going to have to take the Nico Collins one down after Thursday Night Football. 55 yards first half, couldn't give me 15 more. So, yeah, Ibuka, as far as the Bucs side, he's the only one I'm really that confident in, both running or passing. If we go on the Rams side, there's a lot of ways to talk about the Rams side because you could realistically make an argument about any of them. The one that I like the most, and this is the one that me and JJ talked about a lot. Okay, we pause. I'm out. Matt, we need to get you up on the stream. We're missing JJ. We might as well get you up here. Can you give me 2 player props? I'm about to give you one because this is the one that I think is going to be in the parlay that me and JJ are going to cook. I'm going to feed you guys this one. We're going to talk about the projections parlay and then, or not the Q&A, and then we're going to get the parlay done. We're going to speed through this in the next 3 minutes. So let me get the Devonta Adams analysis on the screen because somebody did ask about it on Twitter, and I did get it done. So let's see. I'll get it on the screen here for you guys. All right. So his betting line is, I think, around 60. Somebody on Twitter asked about 50 plus specifically, so that's what I was answering. He's only had 2 games against teams that rank higher than average in completion and yards per completion. The reason that's big is because Devonta Adams is not somebody that gets 11 targets one game and then 4 targets the next game, and it completely depends on matchup and coverages. No, it's a pretty consistent 7 to 9, 7 to 10 targets. So then from that point, it just comes to efficiency because we know he's going to be on the field every snap. We know that him and Stafford like have a good repertoire. We know that he wins his routes. So then it's just a matter of once he gets the ball, what are the chances he does something really good with it? And when he gets these matchups against teams that are very high in yards per completion, the odds are it's pretty good. He just hasn't had a lot of those matchups this year. And the reason I like him more than Puka Nacua is because the last, I think, 3-4 weeks, the Rams have been running a ridiculous amount of 13 personnel. Like I said earlier, 1 running back, 3 tight ends. And when they run 13 personnel, there's also really only room for 1 receiver on the field. And they line up way outside. That's been Devontae Adams, not Puka Nacua. So the Buccaneers haven't been great at defending against 13 personnel in the small percentage of time that they do have to face it. And if that's the case, you get to choose. Do you want Devontae Adams or do you want one of the 3 tight ends running a route? I'm personally taking Devontae Adams. So I think Devontae Adams is in a great matchup and great spot this week. If we go back and look at his utilization, because I was pulling that up earlier, you can see his route participation pretty damn consistent. Targets per run at 27%. We love that. Targets, and we already mentioned this is not a good running matchup. So if they're gonna have to lean into the pass more, why not lean into the guy that's on the field every time? Puka, we know how good Puka is. 35% targets per run. You earn targets. You don't get them. But that route percentage, since they've been running 13 personnel, it's lower than it's lower than Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams' ADOT is also significantly higher. For Devontae Adams, 4 targets gets you to that 60 yards you want. We're talking about, here it is. You need 60 yards. We got him projected exactly 5 receptions, 60 yards. I think he could get 60 in 4 receptions. Like, I'm pretty confident about that. So if that's the case, I think Devontae's in a great spot here. All right, that's everything there. Quick Q&A, and then we're going to get to this parlay. So if you guys have any questions about any players that you want me to research from the site, put it in the chat. I'll get to it. Or if you just have players that you want to recommend to me or anybody else watching, put those in the chat as well. I'll get them on the screen. Other than that, I'm going to start cooking up on this parlay. And I can tell you the first, like me and JJ both decided on, is Devontae Adams. You can take whatever. We're going to water it down to 50 yards just because, like we said, we're betting more on efficiency rather than ridiculous volume. And since we're putting in a parlay, I don't want to get greedy. I think we can buy some yards and eat some juice there. So I think we can do that. With the Bucs not being great against 13 personnel, I want to lean on the Rams. However, I also think the Bucs are a bit fraudulent, so you could go either way. K. Dodden, are you asking me about K. Dodden or telling me to bet on K. Dodden? Because I think I don't want to. I'm always worried people will get offended if they give a prop and then like they're trying to advise me on a prop and then I research it as if I'm like, oh, you don't know, so I'll tell you. So I always want to be respectful in that sense. Chase McLaughlin field goals. That's something I can look up. Not on our site, but we can look that up here. You're asking about K-Dot. Okay. So I'll do that in a second. Because the field goal research is pretty damn quick. Field goals per drive allowed by the defense. We're looking for Chase McLaughlin. So LA Rams. Rams allow, is this high or low? So they're pretty high on field goals per drive allowed. What I like to look at is touchdowns per drive or touchdowns per field goal. So the Rams rank second in touchdowns per field goal allowed, basically meaning less whenever teams do score, it's less likely to be a touchdown and more likely to be a field goal. So if that's the case, you want to target the opposing field goal over, which would be Chase McLaughlin. In this case, I do like it. All right. Devontae Adams, longest reception over. So we can't do that. We don't have longest reception props on the site yet. However, I did talk about already with Devontae Adams. I like his spot, and the sole reason I like it is because of the fact that this team allows a high yards per completion rate. And what else we got? K-Dot, and that's the one that I was waiting. This is the last one I'll look at, and then we'll make this parlay official. All right, so we got him projected 4.65 receptions, 47.01 yards. If we're looking at receiving yards, we can look at how other tight ends have done against him. George Kittle, 67. That's really good. Don't even look at the Seattle one. This is fucking Arizona. This is last week. All right, so we can't look at that. What I can tell you is we'll look at run funnels. We already established that both these teams are good in defending the run here in these matchups. What's his line at? Let's check. Cade Otton, 35.5 yards. So, where are we? So his line's 35.5. He's only over in 5 of 9 this season. If I look at games without Mike Evans, we get to 4 of 6. If I remove the run funnel that is the wonderful Buffalo Bills, we see he's over in 4 of 5 with the lone miss being Philadelphia. If we want to look at his stats in that game, 15 air yards, not great. 41 routes run, not what you want to see from an efficiency standpoint. 4 targets, no deep targets. So I would probably take receptions over receiving yards here for Cade Otton. 3.5 with some juice. I think I'd rather do that and ladder it up to like 5+ maybe. Let's see what those logs look like. Yeah, that's probably what I do, but I think I'm good with either one. All right, let's get this parlay done, shall we? So, like I said, Devontae Adams, 50+ receiving yards. As far as the touchdown, I will actually leave you into that chat. Or I'll real quick in the chat, I'll let you guys vote. Do you want Cade Otton? Do you want Cade Otton or do you want Kyron Williams? I'll give you the choice for one of those. And then I guess we just got to choose between the Rams and the Bucks. I'd probably still lean Rams to win the game. So let's get that in. Kyron. We can do both in the lotto. But for the straight, we usually only do one. So Kyron, Rams money line, and Devontae Adams 50+ receiving yards. That's going to be the parlay. Oh, damn. Devontae steamed up a little bit. If we do 250+, what are the odds on that? Let's see. All right, we'll do 60+ for Devontae. I think we need a little bit better, a little bit more juice on those odds. So plus 236 on DK. Let's see what the boost takes us to. Let me put it in the chat just so you guys can see it. 50+ receiving yards. Kyron Williams, anytime touchdown. And Rams money line. Plus, so what is it, 360 on DK? Come on. Load for me. 236. Sorry. All right. Here it is on the screen for you guys to lock in yourselves. And then I'm getting the, let's see, we got a 20% boost. 3-leg touchdown. Oh, this is any 3-leg SGP for NFL. This is a 3-leg SGP. Does it have to be plus 200? Is that the issue? Let's see. Yeah, plus 300 or longer. That's not ideal. All right, let's do shit. What's the normal prop for, where are we? Receiving yards over under. Devontae Adams 63.5. Does that get us there? No, it doesn't. What if we did minus 2.5 for the Rams? Let's try that. God damn it. It doesn't get us there. All right. Looks like we're just doing minus 6.5 Rams. Plus 350. 20% boost. $100 max. There we go. Plus 420. All right. Let me fix this in the chat for you guys. So Rams minus 6.5. Adams 64+ yards. Kyron Williams anytime touchdown. That's plus 420 with the boost. All right, love that. And then let's make a quick little lotto. Let's do Kyron and Otton both to score. And Devontae Adams and Ibuka both to get, let's say, 70 yards. Let's do Adams 70, Ibuka 80. Kyron and K. Dotton both to score. Let's remove the Rams money line part of it. We don't need that with these odds. Let's see what odds we get. Plus 2,500 on DK, plus 24.94 on FanDuel, and we have a boost there. So I think we should for a primetime game. I'm hoping they give us a boost. 30% boost. There we go. What's the max? $10. All right. And the other parlay, Otten and Kai. Otten touchdown, Williams touchdown, Adams 70 plus, Egbuka 80 plus. Send that in the chat. Put that on the screen as well. And the nice thing about both of these is even if you're locking it in late, you can probably live bet it as well. I put both of these in the chat on YouTube and Twitch. So like I have it on the screen here, but you can also just scroll through the chat and see it as well. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. You gotta know we got the game starting in a minute. I hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown. Asked, I need a plus 320%. So yeah, here's the plus 320% for you. But yeah, hope everybody's had a good day otherwise. I think I went 2-3 on my straights. Honestly, I deserve 2-3, so I'm not gonna complain too much. The only one I probably should have gotten, I would say Lions spread, just because I can't believe Jameis never really turned the ball over. But yeah, I mean, we took overtime for the Lions to win, so I'm not going to complain too much. But yeah, I think this game's about to start. So unless anybody's got any final questions, I'll be signing off here in a second. Probably be going live. What are the plays? So the plays are on the screen right now. This is the lotto. What was the odds for this one, guys? Plus 3,243. And this was the lotto here, and then this was the primetime parlay. Rams spread, Adams 64, Devonta Adams, let me be specific, 64 plus receiving yards, Kyron Williams anytime touchdown, plus 420 with the boost on DK. Do I like Kyron receptions? Let me pull that up real quick on here. Usually running back receiving props against the Bucs are solid. Just like I know off the top of my head. This isn't a prop that I had looked into until you just asked that question, so I want to make sure. I know the game's about to start, but I want to make sure I'm doing you right, not just spewing a bullshit answer. Let me check the routes run because I know Quorum has been doing more lately. Pretty like 10 to 15 routes run per game as far as receptions. You're looking at 2 a game. I assume the line's 1.5. If the line's 1.5, I like it. 2.5, I don't. So it's 1.5 with a lot of juice. That's probably correct. If I were to check receiving yards, it's at 10.5. We got him projected 10.66 on the site. Stafford doesn't like to check down, so that'd be my only issue with it. But I like the 1.5 receptions. I wouldn't play 2.5, and I probably wouldn't. 2 receptions for. I actually do think I like the receiving yards. The value on the yards is better. The receptions are more likely to hit. I'll put it that way, which should be kind of a no shit thing when one of them's minus 150. But I want to make that whole thing clear. Do I do defensive props? I've wanted to for a really long time, but I don't. I need to start getting into it. If you know somebody that's really good at them, send them my way. I'd love to pick their brain and learn more, because I think that's my biggest, I don't want to say fear, I'll say concern with taking the plunge on that is I want to make sure I'm looking at the right things and doing it right before I'm just sharing those bets. I want to be fair to you guys, because even though the NFL season so far hasn't been the greatest to me, we got some time left in the season. So I'm confident it'll bounce back. But I can at least sit here and talk to you guys about the props that I play with confidence and say, hey, this makes it, whether this actually happens or not, whether the bet that I chose is right or not, the reasoning for it is sound. And after that, whatever happens, happens. I can't do that with defensive props since I've never played defensive props. So that's the whole process with that. Baker show here. McLaughlin scoring 5 field goals. McLaughlin's probably scoring a shit ton of field goals. What can you ladder field goals props? I want to see if that's a thing. I took Williams over 9.5 receiving yards. I think that's solid. I think that's solid. I want to see. Whoa, he is minus. Oh, that's for PATs, bro. I was about to say I've never seen a minus 200 field goal prop in my life. Oh, that makes so much more sense. You can ladder field goal props. Tony, I'm going to ladder this. And if you're right, Tony, I swear to God. All right, minus 120 on ESPN for 2+, which is kind of a bad line. I need to check. Did the Jaguars kicker make 2 field goals? Because that was a prop that I was eyeing heavily. Not only did he make 2 field goals, he had the second field goal was a game-winning field goal. Man, I wish I played that. That would have been electric. Don't think so. Tony, you're just lying to the chat. Come on now. We're better than that. You can't live bet kicking props? You can live bet kicking points. That's odd. I'll figure it out. If any book allows me to live bet field goals since the game already started, I will be laddering the field goals. Just so I can yell at Tony whether he was right or wrong. Buka catch to start the game. Rashad White somehow still leads the game. It's RB1. I don't understand the Bucks. All right, take care, guys. I'm probably going to be – we're going to do a video, me and JJ, tomorrow regardless. If I can get enough NBA done tonight before I sleep, I plan on doing a Monday Night Football stream in the morning before me and JJ record. So 2 things with that. 1, make sure you're there. 2, I want to add a lot of structure to the live streams. I want to make it something that's worth it for you guys to listen to. It's not just me sitting in front of a camera. So if you guys have any recommendations of something that you absolutely want to see, please let me know. The whole reason I'm doing it is for you guys. Like, nobody, at least as of now, so far, nobody sponsors these. I just do it because 1, I enjoy it. 2, I want you guys to get the most out of myself and my content, and I'll say my knowledge, even though really the only difference between me and anybody else is I have more time to look at this stuff than anybody else. I'm not some special genius, but that's my way of saying it's for the love of the game. It's nobody's paying me to do this right now. But if you guys have any recommendations and anything you guys want to see on a live stream that you either like that you saw somebody else did or want to see someone do that you've never seen before but you'd love to see, send those ideas my way. Otherwise, take care. Good luck. Let's make some money.